everybody, and welcome to another episode of Just Sing Behind the Notes. We are getting through them really fast. This could be episode 14, Emma, would that be right? Yeah, so we've got some lovely singers with us tonight, and I'd like them to introduce themselves to you.
I'm Mairead, and I'm an alto.
I'm Angela, and I'm also an alto.
We seem to be doing podcasts with a lot of the altos. What does that tell you about the altos as a group of people? That is a big question. So, Mairead and Angela, tell me a little bit about yourselves, as in what you do for a living, your jobs, if you're from Portadown, just any little nugget of information that the ladies might like to know about you.
I work in childcare. Have done since I was 16, which is a ridiculous amount of time now. I don't live in Portadown. I'm from Armagh originally. I'm a blow-in to Ballyhagan. That's me and my husband live. That's where he's from. And yeah, I ended up here because I was working in Portadown and happened to.
And you still work in Portadown?
I do now. So since I started choir, I worked in Portadown, then went back to Armagh, then worked in Belfast, and come back to Portadown.
Oh my goodness me!
In the space of 5 years, yeah.
Okay, and you've settled now in Portadown, you think?
Yeah, well, hopefully.
Yeah. Okay. And what about you?
I work for how would you describe, a farming machinery manufacturer. I'm a buyer.
Okay.
I'm also from outside Armagh. I'm from probably 10 mile further south than you, so it's a bit of a trek for me to get in. I originally came here because Mairead, I'm sure some of you know, is my cousin, and she'd been plaguing me for quite some time. At the time, I was working in Portadown, and then I switched jobs to closer to Armagh, and then decided to join the choir.
Okay, work that one out.
Love being in that car, so yeah.
And how long does it take you to get to choir then?
On a good night, I could do it probably 35 minutes.
Okay.
So it's not the worst in the world.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
Yeah. There's definitely women who are coming from further away.
Yeah,
so.
like if you lived in England or America, that would be a nothing. But here, it's a something. Which is a bit weird about us. But I'm going to go back to the farm machinery thing because this is very interesting. So, do you buy farm? Say, for a farmer? If a farmer needed a particular piece of machinery, you'd be able to say, "This is what you need," and you'd get it for them, or
essentially, yeah, they would normally go to the dealers. So we would be dealing with the dealers specifically, so we'd be providing them with the parts and the machines, and then we have our production schedule, and we know all the bits and pieces that have to be bought, and the guys in the stores need stuff. We need welding torches, we need all this technical stuff, so I would be doing some of that.
Okay. And how do you know about that sort of thing, or do you just learn it on the job?
I'm just really good at bargain hunting. I didn't originally think I was qualified for the job. They asked me in for the interview, and I was like, what? I know nothing about this industry. And they were like, no, come and, give it a shot. And so I did. And turned out I've been training for it my whole life.
Yeah.
Just pinching the pennies all day, every day.
Yeah. And now there's nothing you don't know about it.
Well, there's bits and pieces. There's a lot to learn. And I wouldn't know if somebody handed me a welding torch, I would be completely lost.
Yeah.
I can name all the bits for you, but I wouldn't know how to work it. So
that's amazing. That's so interesting. So tell me how music then fits into your lives. Did you sing at school? Did you play any instruments? What is your musical background?
I started off singing. My granny taught me how to sing when I was 3. And she played a huge part in it, though she passed away when I was 7. I played the tin whistle and the flute. Have done from I was 5. Got my first tin whistle at 5. And was in school choirs. We had to audition for our primary school choir. Our teacher made all 60 of us in our year audition, whether you could sing or not. She made you audition.
Yeah.
And we did that. Ended up doing School Around the Corner. Oh my word.
With Frank Mitchell.
Yeah.
Well, now Sinead's fessed up about songs of praise. Now you're fessing up about School Around the Corner.
To do School Around the Corner. Sang School Around the Corner when I was like in P6.
Right, well,
like
P6. Come on, Emma, we need to find this clip.
Yeah, this clip doesn't seem to exist on YouTube. Emma will probably find it somewhere, but people have
We'll phone Frank. We'll phone Frank.
To be fair, if you phone my mother, she would probably find it. Did it. Then did Songs of Praise in secondary school as well. Yeah, did it. As you do, one of those things. I think it's just a trait to do that thing. And UTV School Choir of the Year and all them random mad things.
But so good for you without you realising it.
Oh yeah, loved doing all of that. In school, I was involved in, so we had a traditional music group, which I got roped into, obviously, and then there was an orchestra, and they didn't have enough flautists, even though I didn't play a classical flute, so I got roped into doing that too, as well as the choir. So like when it came to performances, I was literally running around the stage between things and doing everything.
You could transfer your skills from, like, I take it you played trad music with your flute, so you were able to go from there into playing.
Oh, yeah. It's not much different. Well, I learned the traditional flute by ear. Yeah. So then reading music is completely, absolutely different thing. Did GCSE music, not really being able to read music, kind of learnt as I went along.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
But our GCSE music teacher was flabbergasted because there was only 7 of us doing
There's
GCSE
a word,
music.
Flabbergasted.
There was only 7 of us doing GCSE music, and 6 of us were traditional musicians, and he was lost. He was a classical musician, and he was like, how do you do this? But you
know what? You have a skill that so many of the classical musicians probably would be dying to have. Just to be able to sit and play anything and everything is amazing.
Well, we went to learn to play the piano, and my piano teacher told me, well, one, it frustrated me because it takes you forever to learn something. Traditional music, you learn something in a week. And classical music takes forever. He told me my fingers were too fat and I would never be able to play it.
That was very kind of him. And did that stop
back.
You? Oh, really?
No, I never went back. I was like, no, not doing it. I will stick with traditional music. Thank you very much, and singing, and that was it.
Wow.
I'd stopped singing when I was in uni because it just wasn't there.
Yeah, and when you get to uni, then you didn't come back to it until...
I didn't come back to it, so I came back home. Wasn't planning on staying back home. We came back home anyway. And met my husband, which is her fault. It's our fault I met him. And I ended up staying at home and got roped into doing my granddad. He was the sacristan of a chapel up in Middletown, which is way up near the border, and they were stuck for people to sing in their choir, and I was like, yeah, sure, why not, I'll give it a go.
So you went up there?
So I went up there to do it, and then I ended up in Just Sing.
But how did you end up in Just Sing, Mairead? What did you see? What did you hear? Who got you here?
I was coming home from work one night and had been having a really bad time, and I mean that wholeheartedly, and was stuck at the traffic lights in the Carrickbacker Road.
You're going to say about that blinking sign and that fence?
I saw that sign
Everybody.
on that fence.
Yeah?
I saw that
illegally
sign on
put
that
there.
on the fence, and remembered something that a girl in school had told me. She had told me one day when we were in school and I was feeling really down, she goes, just remember, whenever life gets you down, just sing. And it popped up into my head when I saw that sign. And I was like...
It was a sign from the sign?
A sign from the sign. And I messaged Tori and she's like, yes, come, we need altos, get in here. So that was the end of that.
And you've probably been, if I looked at the register of the choir attendees, you would be probably the person who is here the most. If there was an Endeavour Shield for the person who gives the most to choir, Mairead, I reckon you'd have won it. If we had a wee display, maybe we'll have some kind of wee trophy thing in Huddersfield. But that would absolutely get her a sash, get her a crown. She is the winner. But yeah, no, you're very good. So right,
it keeps me sane.
Yeah, it's so good for you, and I'm glad you did see that sign, the sign from the sign. And Angela, what's your history with music?
So mostly it would have been just at home with, like, my mum's side of the family are all sort of powerful singers. And people would have just sang all the time, and then Granny and Granda on the other side, we lived with them before they passed away, and they would also have been into the same sort of more Irishy type music.
Yeah.
And I did the choir in primary school, but from choir to probably up to the end of uni, I hadn't really done much. I'd always sort of been listening to music, but I never played any instruments other than a tin whistle that we learned in primary school. Yeah. And then sort of just being in uni and coming out of your shell a wee bit more and doing the odd karaoke now and again and sort of reignites something.
And the odd show.
And the odd show. So after uni, my friends were doing a show there from up in Donegal, and I just went in for it and was in Rent with
Brilliant.
the Playhouse in Derry and a few other places. And then came home and directed a play at home in Armagh. I did Steel Magnolias.
Yeah.
And then a few ones for local community group.
Yeah.
And then I took a bit of a break because I just worked when I was working in Portadown. There was just a lot going on, so I took a bit of a break. And then, sort of in tandem with coming to the choir and switching jobs, I got more into it this last few years again. So we did a version of The Greatest Show, we did a version of The Grinch, we did a version of Hocus Pocus, and a country and western one. And then last year went over to Spain and did a version of Alice in Wonderland.
So this is like a theatre group?
Yes. So
Is it musical theatre or mostly like acting?
Some of it's straight drama, some of it is musical. The versions of would be a friend of mine, she would write plays and put games and things in them, so they're for kids. So it would be loosely based on a story, but it would be of her own imagining. And some of those was in, some of those directing, some of them both. You know, so it's just a bit... I got the acting bug.
So that's brilliant. So do you act or do you direct and produce, or are you actually an actor?
Both. Yeah.
Well, you hide your light under your bushel over in those altos. And then how do you fit in, just sing into that life as well, the busy life that you have?
At the minute, I don't have a show on at the minute. I thought I deserved a break after the international stage.
Yes, after you went to Espanol.
Yes, so at the minute, it's just the choir really that I have going on for music.
Yeah.
But I love it, you know.
That's fantastic. So you are busy.
Yeah.
You're a busy lady.
Busy lady.
That is fantastic. So that's a question well and truly answered. So, right, this or that. So I'll ask you, usually I say I ask you one then that, but that never works because the other person always chirps in. So I'll ask you both the question. You can both answer it. So Mairead, we'll start with you. Texting or calling?
Texting.
Calling?
Really? You'd rather speak? See, I think I'd rather text too. Yeah. Maybe I should maybe call more. Concert or a festival?
Festival.
Oh, you like competitive?
For us, for singing?
Yeah.
Oh, festival, yeah.
Isn't that funny? There's quite a few people would hide away from it, but you two are well up for it. I will remember that. Live in the past or live in the future?
The future. Can't change the past.
Yeah,
okay.
Live in the future.
Yeah. You wouldn't go for the here and now?
Well, I currently live in the here and now.
Yeah.
I have very little foresight, so I would aspire to think ahead a bit more and do no harm.
Yeah. Very good. Good answer. Never use a fork again, Mairead, or never use a spoon again?
Fork.
Never use a spoon again.
You eat most things with a spoon.
Yeah, I think you can eat. I think you can use most things with a spoon.
Yeah.
Fork is just so much more civilised, you know. I don't know.
A fork is more civilised, but things slip off a fork.
Fork is also a weapon, if needs be.
That is very true. Now we're getting to the real part of the story here, Angela. Right. Sneakers or sandals? I hate that word sneakers. I should say trainers, shouldn't I?
Gotties?
Gotties. Gotties or sandals?
Gotties?
Yeah, got it.
Is gotties a Northern Ireland word?
Yeah.
Is it? Gotties is a Northern Ireland word, yeah. Reality TV or scripted TV?
Scripted.
Yeah, it's scripted.
Yeah, you being an actor, you go for scripted. You don't like somebody, you wouldn't like the thought of somebody coming into your life and just filming what you do day to day.
A lot of the reality stuff is fairly scripted.
I think it probably is, isn't it? Any of those, yeah. Know every language or know how to play every instrument?
Language.
Yeah, language.
Why?
Languages fascinate me. I just love to be able to communicate with everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Julie in the second top's going to love you. You got French? You got French GCSE?
No. My French teacher from first to third year did nothing and taught us nothing. Every day we went in, he talked about jam. He was obsessed with this jam. And we learned nothing from first to
He must have been having a moment. But you think languages are very beneficial?
Yeah.
Are there any languages you can speak, Mairead?
I can speak Irish.
Yeah.
But apart from that, no.
I'm going to get you to speak sometime too, mate. What about you, Angela?
I would say languages as well, yeah.
Yeah.
Same as Mairead, nowhere near the level that she's at, but I can speak about Irish.
That's not true.
Yeah. I'm going to have to hear that later on. There's something about a language, gorgeous. Because even when Julie said something to me the other week in French, I was like, oh, it's lovely. A different accent, it's really nice. It's very cosmopolitan, Mairead. Right, famous but broke or rich but unknown?
Rich but unknown.
Yeah.
Yeah, rich but unknown.
Yeah, I think so too. Who would want that lifestyle? It's horrendous, isn't it? Okay. Has there ever been a piece of music that has changed the way you feel about the world? And if so, which piece of music is it? And it doesn't have to be a piece that you've learnt and just sing. It can be any piece of music that you will go back to again and again because it relights a thought in you that you can solve something through it, or...
This is me from The Greatest Showman.
Okay.
Because...
Is this going to get deep, Mairead?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, no.
And I apologise in advance.
No.
So, we were going through fertility treatment, and it was the only thing that got me through the other side of it. And it still does. That song still brings, it's like, yeah, I can do anything. Got me through that. I can do absolutely anything.
Yeah.
So put it on, belt it in the car, and yeah.
It's like a superhero cape.
It's a superhero cape. Yeah. Without a shadow of a doubt.
It makes you just forget everything, lock
everything,
in, and
I
go.
can do this and do anything. If I could get through that, I can get through anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And are you? Is it full blast?
Oh yeah, full whack at the top of my lungs.
I love it, with the tears dripping off your chin.
Tears dripping down my face.
Totally. What about you, Angela?
No, it's a bit more random. And I only stumbled upon it in the last year or so. Is Just Like Fire by Pink.
Okay. I
don't
know it.
Why that song, but it's just... I'd heard it, I'd watched Alice in Wonderland 2, I was researching for the last show, and I was like, wow, this song's like just really powerful and theatrical, and I just really like it.
I'm going to have to look it up.
Yeah.
Is it catchy, or is it...
Like you would recognise it from the radio.
Yeah.
And it's just... Pink does a bit of rapping. It's got a bit of everything.
Because Pink, is she not the one that like does somersaults off hoops and things in her concerts? Like, it's meant to be unreal what Pink does.
And the video, she's doing that in the video as well.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know why, the words of it are real uplifting or something.
Well, maybe someday if we performed at Angela, we could maybe get you up on the hip.
Yeah, maybe. Good luck with that. See if I can get a crane from work.
Well, you're the girl to get the crane from if we ever need one. Okay, if you could sit down with your younger self on the day that you joined your first choir, what is the first piece of advice that you would give that you would maybe ignore? That's a really weird question, but if you think back to maybe coming to just sing for the first time, what piece of advice would you give yourself as you were entering that room, looking back in hindsight now that you know people and you know what Just Sing's about, and you know, what was it like walking through that door, I suppose, is what I'm trying to discover from you.
Terrifying.
Yeah, I know.
I came by myself, which is really weird.
And were we in R8, Mairead?
Yeah. We were in R8, and I walked in, and there was like, I think 5 altos there that night. It's just like...
This is at the very beginning.
The very beginning.
Needless to say, that wasn't last week.
The very, very beginning. And it was absolutely terrifying. But like, Tori was there, she's like, come on. And actually, a few weeks later, I wasn't feeling well and didn't go. I nearly talked myself out of coming back because I missed like 2 weeks in a row or something. I was like, no, get up, get on with it, come on, it can't be that terrifying to go back. So away I went again. But yeah, no, just get on it, just go.
What should you tell yourself?
Just go, don't
Stop
worry.
overthinking. That's what women do. We're brilliant. We are brilliant. If there was A levels in overthinking, we'd all have A stars, for sure. But as like you said, just do it.
Just do it, yeah.
Just get up and
just
go in.
Just get up and go, yeah. Very much so.
And Angela, did you have Mairead to come with, or were you, I can't remember.
Oh, I knew Mairead would be here with bells on. So I had no worries that I wouldn't know anybody, so it was nowhere near as hard for me as it probably would have been for Mairead, or probably a lot of the new girls that start that don't know anybody.
Yeah.
But I didn't know anybody else at all. So, and if Mairead was a way of talking to somebody, I was like, just stand on my own 2 feet now here.
I know.
But yeah, no, I would agree with that advice. That was actually years ago. Well, a girl that I work with, a colleague, gave me that advice of just do it. When she had seen that I was getting nervous, you get in your way a lot of the time. And sometimes you just have to just get on with it. I mean... Yeah,
just give it a go.
Yeah.
I remember when I went to Lisburn choir, I didn't want to go in either, and you would never think that of my personality, but I would... Andy said, I'll get you a tin of roses if you go in, just even for tonight. You don't have to go back. I thought, right, for a tin of roses, that's actually worth it. So I went in, came back out, and the tin of roses was sitting in the passenger seat. And then I just, that was me once I got it's just getting over the door line, isn't it? And all these ladies are chatting away to each other, and you just think, goodness, how am I fitting into this? But they're thinking the same thing, but you just don't realise it at the time. So I haven't given you any prep for this, but getting to know the both of you there, I want to know a wee bit more about your personalities. So if you had, and you maybe have heard this question asked before, but if you had a dinner party, and I'm going to ask you to invite 2 people to it, who would you choose? Well, who comes to your mind straight away? 2 people that you'd like to maybe listen to what they're saying, be interested in them. Who would you invite?
I was thinking about this actually last night.
Well,
Everybody preps. This really, you were like, no,
I
I'll be fine.
suspected there would be a dinner party guest related question. I thought to myself,
Because I don't ask it to many, but maybe you just had a sixth sense. I actually don't have it written down for you, but you were giving me the vibes of a dinner party. So
I was thinking to myself last night, I thought Adele would be great crack. If you ever see any Adele at Glastonbury,
yeah, she's funny.
She's a stand-up comedian. She needs to switch careers. She's fantastic.
She is, and she's just down to earth, isn't she?
Yeah, you could have a laugh with Adele, and
You could.
also probably she would give you a wee show.
Yeah.
And it'd be outstanding quality.
Yeah.
Also Cher,
Yeah.
because she's Cher.
Because she's Cher.
Yeah, and Cher also seems like she'd be good crack.
Yeah.
Now.
Did you see Graham Norton last week?
No.
Watch it, because he makes a joke about Cher towards the end, which is really, really funny, but I can't say it because it's got bad words in it. But look it up, because it just described Cher in absolute tea.
Yeah.
It basically was saying that she will not give a toss what you think. She will just come in and be herself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can think whatever you like.
That's
And
weird.
that she doesn't care less. That's not exactly what
philosophy
Graham said,
there.
but it was along those lines. Mairead, who would you invite?
Oh, I have absolutely no clue. She had time to prepare.
Would you go along to hers?
Oh yeah, I will go along to yours. Definitely.
I'd have to wait for an invite. Maria.
Well, yeah, and the likelihood of that happening.
Oh, Maria, there's bound to be somebody. What about the guy from This Is Me? What do you call him?
Hugh Jackman?
Aussie. Yeah, Hugh Jackman.
Actually, I would quite like to invite Cara Dillon. Have you ever heard of her?
No.
She's a traditional singer. She's absolutely stunning. She's from Derry, and yeah, she's
A fabulous singer.
Oh, absolutely stunning. I've seen her live so many times. My brother was actually working at the Flower one time when she arrived, and he was like, "Get up here now! She's here! Come!"
Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely her.
And you think she'd be fascinating as well as be able to entertain you at the end of the
Oh,
evening?
very, very much so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's
Fascinating
no
life.
good-looking men that you'd like to invite to, like the Lincoln lawyer that Olivia was going to
Oh.
have. Somebody sent me a link as to who that was.
Oh, yeah.
I get what she's saying.
Yeah.
I would invite them to my dinner party too. So, girls, if there was somebody watching this who, we ask this all the time, but if there was a piece of advice that you would give somebody who hasn't been part of a choir but maybe would like to go and be part of a choir, or even part of a drama group or part of anything creative, I think I know what you're going to say, but what piece of advice would you give them?
Come along. Doesn't matter if you can sing or not. It really doesn't matter. Like, come along, and it's so much fun, more so than anything else. You learn so much and you don't realise you're learning it as you go along. But the fun, like I've come in here some evenings from work, dog tired.
Everybody
and
says
by
this.
the time you're leaving, the giggles and the laughs, like I go home wired to the moon.
I know, so am I. I have to have a cup of tea and debrief,
Yes,
usually with
I
Tracy.
do that too.
Yeah.
I go home and Connor has the kettle on and he's like, yeah, just calm down.
Yeah, chat.
You're wired to the absolute moon.
I know.
But yeah, no, definitely.
And this,
Come
now that
along.
Connor's joined the male voice choir, does he come home wired to the moon, or does he come home in a very different place?
No, he's all chat too, to be
Yeah.
fair. Yeah, he's all, but by the time I get home, he's calmed down because
Yeah,
he leaves
He's
early.
already
Yeah.
been there. Talented husband you have. And Angela, what about you? What would you, being in that industry and working with people, I suppose, from all walks of life, what is the main thing you've learned from that you would say to somebody?
Just don't be afraid to get things wrong.
Yeah.
And whether that's on stage or you're singing or just in general life, if you're at this bar, don't be afraid to get things wrong, because it's never that bad.
Yeah.
It's really not. You can handle most things,
Yeah.
believe it or not. You can handle, most people can handle more than they think they can.
Yeah.
So it's just about putting yourself in a position to challenge yourself and give it a whirl.
Give it a whirl. And it's so important too in life to have fun.
Yeah.
And this choir, I suppose, can be described as a good choir, but maybe a bit goofy at times.
Yeah.
That's how I probably would describe it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
what you girls manage to learn sometimes is incredible, especially when you're only now in your 5th year. As Sinead said, I have to stop calling it a community choir. But you are a community choir, because you're from girls from the community who are starting to sing pretty well.
Yeah.
Very well. Extremely well.
That's a huge compliment from coming from you.
I've heard, I know. You want to get into the psychology behind my life, Mairead? That's for another podcast. But girls, thank you so much. You can see I've sat back in my chair, so I have really enjoyed chatting to you both tonight. So I hope you've enjoyed hearing Mairead and Angela's story, and no doubt I will hear more on the bus to Huddersfield. But yeah, and I do believe we're going to try and set Angela up on a bit of a date, but we'll tell you more about that another time. So for now, bye.